There's a couple of them that we used to have, but I always wondered why they don't work right.
So, you ready?
I saw
You
that.
good?
Anyway.
I'd like to call this meeting to order. The Portertown Council, please rise and follow in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
But anyway, we can see your sports.
Oh, that's nice. Fran, would you call the roll, please?
Get alarms.
Bill Lopez,
Here.
James Burge,
Here.
Don Kraft,
Here.
Laura Madigan.
Here.
Okay.
Kelly is absent.
Kelly's absent. We have a quorum. We'll move on. Approval of the minutes of July 14th meeting. I look for a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any question regarding the minutes as presented? Hearing none, all in favor of approval signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's approved. Move on to consideration and claims. Consideration of claims and sewer adjustments.
I'll motion to approve the claims and sewer adjustments.
I'll second.
Thank you. Laura and Don. Any questions regarding the claims and sewer adjustments? Hearing none, all in favor of approval signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Move on to comments from the floor. If there's somebody, I'd just like to bring something forth to the council. Don't everybody jump up at once. All right. Close that portion of the meeting, move on to reports. Clerk Treasurer, Corinne.
Yep, two things. First, I just want to report that Bill and I last week attended a MUST meeting, which is the Municipal Unit Strategic Task Force. And that is regarding lit rate structures in the future. I guess I just want to bring that to your attention that we met. That was not with any representatives from the county. It was with some representatives of other cities and towns in the county to get the conversation started. There was also a representative from Baker Tilly and AIM there. So we do have a letter that we're sending to the county to kind of encourage them to, let us know when they're going to convene, if they are going to convene. Some other cities and towns are doing that as well. So we're working to get the process started, and I'll keep you informed. And then secondly, I gave you all a copy of a job description. Chief Dickey is not here tonight, so I offered to pass this along on his behalf. This is a job description that was written for a police clerk / records manager, and it's a result of the transition of closing dispatch, and the position is necessary. He did say that it went before the police commission and they approved it. So as long as the council is good with it, he can move forward with the hiring process, and then we can have a salary ordinance amendment ready for the next council meeting in August.
I have a quick comment on that. As far as the closing date, I think that open until filled is excellent. Posting date can be ASAP, in my opinion. As soon as chief wants to post it to start the interview process is also fine by me. I only would request that the salary range be 20 to 25 so that when we update our salary ordinance, it will be within that range. And then depending on the candidate that is interviewed and potentially hired based on their experience is when they can determine the actual pay rate for that employee.
Okay.
I'm in agreement with Laura. That's kind of my feeling too. There should be a range in there, so.
I mean, that's how our salary ordinance will read. So if we're going to post it for the public, for applicants, I think that that's just more accurate. And then, whoever then is interviewed and vetted and hired, then that salary is determined or that wage is determined at that point.
Right, based on their merits.
Yeah.
Okay. That's That's all I have.
Thank you.
Perfect, thank you, Craig.
Jack Walton here, filling in for Chris Willoughby tonight, and there is no attorney report.
Okay, thank you, Jack. Police Department, we covered that, Dan's not here, and Corinne covered what he did have. Fire Department, Jay.
Jay's out. He did call. They're on 2 calls right now, simultaneous, one being a dive call, so he thought he probably would not be here. Obviously, with the storm, the last 24 hours was a hectic time. Lots of calls, lots of things going on, lots of removal of trees from roads and all kinds of stuff. Accidents and everything with stoplights being out and that sort of thing. So very active, but he had nothing else to report.
All right, thanks, Jim. Public Works Department.
I only have one thing tonight because of the storms. The guy's been out, all night. And looking through town, we got hit pretty hard in certain areas. Everybody got some. It's gonna be at least a week and a half before we can get through the town once with all the debris. So just, people be patient, have your stuff by the curb, and, we'll get it as quickly as we can. But that's it.
Yeah, I seen Chesterton's grapple truck making runs back and forth. They
We
were,
got 2.
yeah, they have
Yeah.
2 and they were, so I'm sure, yeah.
Crazy.
All right, thank you.
Can I make a follow-up comment just on the Public Works report?
Sure.
Thank you, Bill. So I just wanted to say out loud for everybody that Jamie and I have been talking about replacing pumps at a lift station, the lift station on 23rd Street. And we as a council have talked over the last couple of years about slowly replacing or upgrading our lift stations with chopper pumps because we need garbage disposals apparently for our lift stations. And that is because people can't be trusted
you're
to make
correct.
adult decisions. And that's extremely expensive. But what else is also extremely expensive is the man hours that it takes 24/7 to drive around with portable generators to pump the stations that are down when we have big outages like this. And this is the second big outage within a roughly 30-day period just this season. There was a time when these outages were few and far between, and I think that time is behind us. So I just wanted to throw the idea out there that maybe we pivot our priorities a little bit less from the chopper pumps and more towards generators. Because if we're talking about what's costing us the most amount of overtime and man hours, which also during storms and stuff increases the possibility of work comp claims, right? Like that list of invisible expenses is never ending in my opinion, right? So I just wanted to just throw that out there, have the let everybody know that it's a conversation that we should be having. And if you have any thoughts on it, please jump in. That's all.
No, it's a good point, and I mean, I guess we need to have more conversations about what the priority is there. And then, the other thing too, I just wanted to ask too, I meant to bring it up, where are we at with power in the town? Do we know how much has been restored or how much is still?
The guys still have 3 lift stations they're manually using the generator for, and sometimes the back truck when they don't keep up. But we got right now 2 or 3 guys out, and then they just changed. So, but still 2 or 3 guys out now, and if they get turned back on, they can call it a day. But it's if it was the whole town, we'd be hurting because we do have a hard time keeping up. And with the chopper pumps and the generators, they're both very important. The choppers give us a little added in that when they have those pumps in, they don't burn out the pumps as easy. And they're
Right.
so I think we need to come up with some kind of hybrid where we can a plan, and maybe everybody get together and talk about having a 5 or 10 year plan on what we want to do and what we need to do. Because I don't think these are a wants. These are
Mhm.
town
Needs.
needs.
Right.
But, no, we can sit down. I got Larry and, he's gonna get a list of as much information we can from each of them. There's not a whole bunch of history, other than the diagrams we found the other day in a file cabinet stuck in the corner, but, we're gonna try and put together as much information as we can, and then once we do that, we can, get with Mike and maybe a council person or two and try and figure out what the plan needs to be moving forward.
Mhm.
Okay, Mike, is there something you want to add to it?
I was just gonna say, we were just talking about that. So, once we get all the data, generators are sized by load, so depending on the size of the pumps in the lift station, that determines the size of the generator. So, if we're going to change that, whatever lift station to chopper pumps, then we need to size the lift station or the generator for the future
Yeah.
pumps.
Absolutely.
But even if we get the generator earlier, that's what we need to talk about, how to prioritize, because this doesn't work for those guys when the power goes out, and it's gonna happen more and more often, so, we need to figure out how to prioritize that. I mean, obviously, the places we're getting plugged up all the time, we need to do the chopper pumps in some order, and they're reprioritizing that. But where we lose the power, then, we only have so many people and one portable generator and one vac truck, and you can't keep up with the whole town. It's just,
Right.
I get the mission things that Jamie gets on my phone, and I'm sitting there, last night, and it's going ding, 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 ding. I got 98. I'm like, oh, Jamie's not sleeping. I mean, that's the first thing I thought of is,
Right.
that's not good. So, correct. So we'll figure this out and put it all together. And then the generator should be included in the list I sent to Corinne already for preliminary for sanitary sewer projects. So we'll include the generators in there, so. It's not a good situation when the whole town goes down.
It's not a good
That was,
situation.
I think that's
Physically
the worst, that's the
impossible.
worst storm we've had in a while, I think.
Yeah.
I think that one was worse than the one, previous one in June, was that,
Yeah, but we were out,
3 in
that
June.
one, we were out a lot longer.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, my power
So-
was off too for
And it
22
was
hours.
town-wide, so we
Yeah.
were scrambling that time. This time, it was a lot better managed, and I appreciate what the guy's doing, in the middle of the night and coming in and taking care of business.
Yeah.
But it's hard to continue that, especially if it was the whole town.
Yeah, and we only have generators at a few lift stations, so
Right,
we know those are okay, but.
that's why, I mean, that's where you get a list together, all the lift stations, when they've been put into service, which ones have generators, which ones
Right.
don't,
Yeah.
so that we
Yeah.
can determine, the path forward from there.
Thank you.
Start
We,
using
we
motion.
still have the area north of 20 on Wagner, you just had Wagner, they're still without power.
Okay.
Oh yeah, my neighborhood still doesn't have power.
They're still
either.
without
No,
power,
yeah.
too.
Yeah, the last update we saw from NIPSCO right before I came to town hall was that they've restored 85% of total outages to northern Porter County, but they had focused on Valpo and Chesterton first, and so now they're making their way up to our neck of the woods. They're like, by Thursday at the latest.
And along those lines, we only have 2 roads blocked
Hmm.
by trees with lines in them, but neither one are blocked totally like the
Right,
last one.
time
Good,
where they
and
were-
They can get in the other way and get out,
they
so
were landlocked.
totally different situation, but
Yeah.
we're waiting on the lines to get removed for those.
Yeah.
Yikes.
All right. Thank you, and tell your guys, thank them also from us that, for stepping up when we
will.
need them.
Thank you.
Park Department, Brian, glad to see you're back here, and
Me too. I wish I could pick up a chainsaw, but all I can do is point. We had minimal damage at Hawthorne, no damage at any of the other parks, other than just some branches down. So we were spared pretty well. Thinking about those guys on the south side of the tracks in Chesterton, because there's a lot of damage in Chesterton
So
parks. So
much.
hopefully they're getting the help they need. The only thing I've got tonight is just to update the council on the truck request for quotes that went out. Those went out late last week, and I have heard back from the 3 places places that we requested quotes from, they all received our request for quotes. I received one quote back and I'm waiting on the other two. Should have, a recommendation ready to go for you for the next meeting, first meeting in August. And, that's just for the base truck. We'll, quote out separately the plow and, tailgate, lift.
Can you get them from the same vendor though?
You can't, just because, the plow's a separate animal. So we're getting a plow package, prepped plow package on the truck. So that it's got the heavier shocks in the front.
Right.
You looking at a lift like I got?
Mhm.
Okay, I can tell you where we got it. Yeah. All right. Those are really handy.
Well, I'm sure, especially since Brian doesn't have too many.
We have that on our F-250. It's incredibly handy.
So, that's the update on that. Everything else is just, I appreciate the, park staff taking over while I was out for the 2 weeks and for Public Works and the rest of the town for helping out with 4th of July. Like I had reported through Don last meeting. We really, really appreciated all the help that the guys came through, guys and gals. So, thank you.
All right, thank you, Brian. Calling Commissioner Director of Development, Michael.
10 contractors have paid their fees and filled all their forms out and met our requirements for approval.
Look for a motion to approve the 10 new contractors. Motion to have a second.
I'll second.
Any questions for Michael regarding the contractors? Hearing none, all in favor of approval, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
In North Bailey, I'm still trying to get an answer on NIPSCO upgrading electrical. So as soon as I get that, I'll email everybody. They have to upgrade the wire so we can start. Okay.
Okay,
Is he?
that's it, Mike?
Yep, till we
Sure.
talk further. Yep.
Okay, move on to old business. A was proposed truck route modification. We prepared an ordinance. Corinne and Michael worked together, I think, on that.
Did you skip down?
Yeah, you skipped to old business.
Yep.
Animal shelter.
No, we just,
And then, yeah,
I'm an old business proposed truck route modification, right?
no,
Maybe you're looking at the last agenda.
Animal control under old business.
No.
You know what I did? I printed, the first draft, I think. That's what happened. That's the first draft, I think is what I got. Sorry. Oh, yeah, okay, this looks better. I wonder if mine's wrong. Thank you, Jim. Old business, animal control and shelter service contract extension 8/1/2026 through 12/31/2026. End contract 1/1/2027 through 12/31/2029. So, I don't know what everyone's thoughts are. My thought would be, I would look to move to, approve the extension from 8/1/2026 to 12/31/2026 and table the contract, the new contract until further discussion. One of the topics that did come up while Corinne and I were at the MUS meeting was most of the other towns are in the same thought that they'd like to see more documentation and some facts on where these numbers all come from before they would move forward with approving it. I don't know.
well, you know that I agree with that.
Yeah. So, I mean, so I guess the question, are we in agreement on just extending the contract through the end of the year? Are we,
I'm willing to concede that. How's that?
No, I mean, it's,
or do-
the challenge for me is I think we've had individual conversations about the customer service aspect of the whole Porter County Animal Control aspect, from not only hearing from our, police department and the response to various situations there, but just residents, waiting weeks to get, a response when they have a stray, maybe even a stray that's maybe even consumed, they consider maybe dangerous. And it's up to them to house this animal for
Yeah.
maybe a week or 2 weeks, before they act. So what are we getting for the tax dollars that we're sending them? So the tabling for the overall contract, absolutely. I would even be in favor of denying extending it. I just don't see where the value is. I think we maybe take time to explore other alternatives if they exist, whether it's other animal shelter places that maybe currently they don't offer the services that we would need to replace, but at least to engage in conversation with the ownership to see if it's something they would consider, not only with us, but with Chesterton, Burns Harbor, Beverly Shores. Collectively, you take all that money, that's quite a chunk. Maybe a private shelter they may be interested in investing to do what they would have to do for the services that we expect to be getting now and we aren't getting now. So.
When I first got on the council, that contract was already signed by my predecessors. So the contract existed. I had no interest in throwing wrenches at it. But for now, more than 3 years, the amount of complaints I hear from residents and the reports that I hear from our staff about the quality of service that we receive for the money that we spend, I have no interest in writing them another check that has not already been contractually obligated by my predecessors. So, as I said, I'm willing to concede if that's what this council wants to do to move forward just for the extension. But if it were up to me, if I were the only voter, if I were the queen of Porter, I'd say no. But I'm not. I'm part of a team. And if you guys want to, for the easiest path forward, I'm fine with that. But I've not seen any evidence that the contract that we have paid them for was worth it. I don't see why we'd want to extend it, much less pay more next year.
And I would be with you as even.
But we don't have an alternative. The only alternative is county. If you need more funds to provide the services then raise taxes.
Right. Right, don't put it on us.
Right. Our income has been significantly reduced by tax cuts, just like everybody else's. Our expenses have increased, and our residents and visitors require more services. The services that we have to provide increase with every year, and the cost of those services increase with every year. If the county needs more money to pay for the services they're providing to the county, well, then it's on them to raise taxes. We shouldn't be paying our taxes and then paying the county on top of it. So I'd be A-okay with not renewing it. Not extending it.
Tabling it for now.
I would be.
Okay. I'm open for discussion.
All right.
Dan, you want to add to it either way? I'm fine either way, actually.
Yeah, I think that we could sort of probably just table it for right now. I don't know if we are getting the services we're paying for, so it's an issue. I don't know. Obviously, we'll have to look into some alternate routes here. So
I think it's still their responsibility. I think it's.
All right. I'd look for a motion to table it for further discussion.
I'd be willing to motion to deny.
Okay. I accept. Do I have a second?
it sounds like what you said. So
I
give you
know.
opportunity, So
I know. No. I don't want to agree to write another check until I see documentation showing that we're getting the services that we're paying. So I don't think that it's on us to deny it or reject it. I think it's on them to provide documentation so that we can agree to pay. So I think that denying it is de facto what we're doing, but I don't think that I need to tell them that they're denied. I think I just need.
Well, I think we provide the county opportunity to give us the documentation, so.
Please, I think that we've asked them for documentation and they'll provide it when they provide it. You know, I know that Corinne has requested more than once. So when they'll provide documentation when they can, you know, I don't know how long that takes on their end. I don't presume to know their job. It'll take as long as it takes. But I'm ready to table and not move forward until we have that documentation. So I don't know, unless you're gonna second it, I'm not going to. Thanks, though,
Are you
Jim.
all right with that, Jim?
Well, I mean, unless we
In essence, I think that would.
deny this to make a statement, and then we could always move to reconsider if they come back with favorable information or something
Yeah.
that's acceptable to us.
Yeah.
So for now, we'll table it pending more information.
Mhm.
Good with that? Good, I think.
Without a second, I can't move forward anyways.
I'm just not interested in making that aggressive of a statement. Like, I understand where you're coming from, make a statement. I don't feel the
Right.
need to do that. I
don't
just,
know, yeah,
I feel like the onus is on them to act, not us. So let them act.
okay. So what we need to do, make a motion to table in.
I'll motion we table it.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor of approval of the motion, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? All right. Tabled.
Thank you.
Thank you. Town Hall HVAC proposals, Mike.
Okay, I requested proposals from 4 companies. I got 3 back. Kent Heating, Bucks, and Tin Man provided quotes. The low responsive quote is Tin Man. For unit number 3, it's $98.75, and that's for a furnace similar to the other ones we had, but slightly smaller, and a 4-ton outdoor condenser unit. We also got, I asked for quotes for unit number 4, which is the upstairs. So the downstairs is the town hall offices, just that side downstairs. For the upstairs unit, we had the same furnace with a 3-ton condenser. It's $92.75. So both of those are the lowest ones. So the question is, obviously we need to replace the one downstairs. That is pretty much hooked together with duct tape and zip ties right now. The upstairs unit's been off for about 3 years because it's burned through the heat exchanger. So in the winter, the heat rises and it stays fairly comfortable upstairs. It's been very hot and humid lately. It's not horribly hot and humid upstairs where it's wrinkling everything. So it'd be up to you guys if you want to do that one now or postpone it till later and get it replaced. It's going to need to be replaced eventually. We do want to make the upstairs room a break room at some point, and it probably wouldn't be terrible in the winter right now with the heat that rises, but right now it's kind of hot up there for air conditioning. So if we do it now or later, you know, we have places to eat now. When essentially somebody eats lunch, they go in the back here, but the downstairs one's the priority. The upstairs one isn't so much a priority, but it's up to you guys if you want to do it together or just after, or wait 6 months, or however you want to do it. But it literally has been off for 3 years upstairs, just because it's burned through. and it hasn't been terribly negative effect on our, we have all our records up there, so everything's not ruined. It's staying fairly
Yeah.
temperate. Yeah, so far. Yeah, yet, thank you, yes. Yeah,
So Mike, I guess one question, if we were to do one and do one later, is the price gonna stay the same or is it gonna be?
this price stays the same as the two quotes. It's not gonna change. There's no, he didn't give us a discount to do them separately. He just gave me a really good price for both of them, so. I mean, together. So it doesn't matter if we do it separately, but unless the cost of the stuff went way up.
Right,
I'd have
but
to
I mean,
do
there's no discount in doing them
No,
together
there's
or
no
separate.
discount doing them together. I asked all of them to do that and they essentially just gave me separate quotes, so I didn't get any discount, but. They're separate units upstairs. And like you said, the downstairs, the office units, we've got a jumper wire on the control board upstairs. We've got a zip tie. We put a new motor in the fan
We don't wanna-
outside. Scavenged all the.
Don't put all that out
yeah.
there with it.
Scavenged all the stuff. It's working. It's working okay. And we did change the thermostat, so that is working. But that one needs replaced. Yeah.
Do we have a plan to digitize those records that are stored upstairs?
Some of the records are not permanent records. They
Yeah.
have to be stored for so long after audit. Most of the permanent records, actually all of the permanent or vital critical records, are stored in the vault, but we do have records upstairs. I mean, I personally feel that it's important that we have working heat and AC,
Mhm.
even if it's, turn
Mhm.
low or would not use that often upstairs for the records, for the other stuff we store up there, and also for, maintaining the drywall and the, ceiling tiles, etc. So, I mean, the records aren't in danger, I guess, right now. We've been lucky,
Mhm.
but, you never know what the weather's gonna do. If it gets too
Right.
hot, too cold, etc. So
Yeah.
I would ask that you consider
Okay.
replacing it so it works.
Okay.
And we can stagger them a few weeks apart anyway, so it's not gonna change the price.
You find somewhere in the budget to fit that expense in?
Lit.
Corinne, do you see a benefit in staggering or spreading these installations out or doing them all at once?
I think doing them all at once is feasible. I don't see any benefit to waiting.
Doesn't matter. yeah.
Okay.
I think get them done and then we're done with
We're
that.
done.
We're done with that and hopefully, yeah, we do have one more issue you need to correct with that though, but we gotta figure that out with the exhaust. Right. So, I don't know, I'd look for a motion to approve the $19,150 to Tin Man to replace both units paid out of lit.
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any questions for Mike or
I've got
Corinne on it?
Considering the large difference between the highest and lowest quote,
Yeah.
do you have previous experience with and therefore good faith in this low quote?
Yes.
Okay.
They just did the other two.
They did all of our stuff at Hawthorne.
So everybody's already happy with them.
Yes.
We're not concerned that they came in too low.
Nope.
Thank you.
He replaced my furnace.
Okay, okay.
AC at my house too.
And if we can get better use out of that upper floor,
Yeah.
there's break room, et cetera. I mean, we paid to have it there. They're just neglecting it, not using it. Let's make it operational and put it to good use.
The other little benefit is he lets Brian scrap the equipment and Brian gets the cash, so.
Not me personally.
Yeah,
Park
you know what I
department,
mean, the park
the park
department,
department donations. Yeah.
Yeah, and along the lines, Jim, what you said too is we would like to
Yep.
possibly have discuss having a secondary meeting room in there, because there's been times
Yes,
where the council could meet, we can't have a public meeting there,
it
but
could be for town employees. yeah.
because there's been meetings here and meetings in
Mhm.
there, and
Mhm.
so it wouldn't be bad to have another optional
Yeah.
room available.
It's
Utilize that space.
basically set up right now, so, other than removing the old materials we don't need in there, like the door and stuff, but yeah,
And the elevator's fixed, right?
elevator's fixed. correct them.
All right, any
Awesome.
other questions for Mike or Corinne?
No, thank you.
That all in favor of approval, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Corinne will thank you, and,
Yes, she will.
that's our old business, new business, ordinance 2026-11, amending chapter 66, article 6 of the Portertown Code to restrict semi-truck traffic on Lincoln Street. This is the first read. What this does basically is it will eliminate semi-truck traffic on Lincoln between Wagner Road and Waverly Road. It'll still allow for local deliveries within that area, but no pass-through traffic. I look for a motion to have this for a second reading at our next meeting and action taken on it.
I'll make that. Go ahead, Don.
I'll make that motion.
A motion, do I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions regarding ordinance 2026-11? Hearing none, all in favor of approval, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Corinne, please mark that down for second reading. I think it's August 11th. New business shared ethics advisory commission membership. That was in the packet too, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so that gentleman reached out to me regarding the shared ethics. I think it kind of explains what they do. Corinne had a conversation with him about exactly what our fees would be to join. And we're trying to get a little clarity on that because there's a threshold and we're not sure if we're under or over the threshold on the,
Right now, we are over the 50 employee threshold. I was gonna get clarification on whether they are counting, elected officials and appointed board members in that count. So that I'm not sure of, but once seasonal employees drop off, if it's just a strict, employee count, then we would be under 50. But right now, we're not.
so, and there's a big difference in the
Enrollment fee.
enrollment fee. and-
Yeah, it's $1,500 versus $500.
Mhm.
And then there's an annual fee of $375 or $188
Yeah.
for the lower threshold.
So I don't know if, what's your thoughts, if anyone's interested in proceeding forward with it? Gentleman from Shared Ethics said he would come and speak to the council if we'd like that at the next meeting. I could have him come to if you want to have him present before we make any more decisions on it.
Yeah, I would say that I am a fan of the Shared Ethics Advisory Commission. I know they work with a number of municipalities in the area. They also work with AIM and also the state offices.
Right.
And they can provide a number of services to help us out on a number of different things. So I would be in favor, actually, so.
Okay.
I'm on the fence about in favor or not. I agree with Don as far as appreciating the work that they do and the services that they provide. I have a hard time finding out what they can provide for us that we can't already get elsewhere. We already do pay for a membership with AIM, and the majority of the ethics training that I think they offer is also available through other sources. So I'm just not sure, because right now we're in a position where every dollar we spend feels like it's 50. It really does.
No, I agree.
And so
I agree.
it's like the first time they reached out to me was right after I was caucused in. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Ethics, transparency, all the things, right? And now I'm like, oh God, but what if we can spend that money on, a software subscription that makes it easier to manage blah, 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 that we said, you know what I mean? Like,
Or a generator.
so
Right.
while I don't want to disrespect the work that they do, I'm not sure that I want to spend money on that this year. You know, we haven't even decided how we're going to, if we're going to make up the differences that we've lost in property taxes with income tax or not. We haven't even started that conversation. So we don't know if we're going to be operating at a continued deficit moving forward, if we're going to try to break even. So I feel like taking on new contracts that feel warm and fuzzy and look really good, you know, I'm just not in a rush to do that right now.
I agree with Laura.
All right, so
Which I feel bad about saying because I like them a lot.
I'm one person, like you
I
said.
know, I know.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
I would suggest that we go ahead and have, them come speak,
Okay,
so. Maybe similar to the animal shelter, they can justify their costs.
Mhm.
all right, we'll do that. We'll try to arrange for him to be at our next meeting, possibly to give a little presentation, and
Sure.
then we could further make a decision from there.
Make their pitch.
I'm good with that. All right. We don't need I think we have a consensus on it. We don't need a motion or anything. So we'll move on to 2027 budget planning discussion. I'm gonna let that one go right over to Corinne.
All right, so I don't have any fun PowerPoints yet or any pretty spreadsheets for you, but those are in the works. Tonight, I just wanted to touch base on the calendar in terms of scheduling the budget hearing and the budget adoption. Looking at the calendar, I would like to do the hearing on September 22nd and then the adoption of the following town council meeting on October 13th. Of course, as you know, it's very important that we have a quorum and hold those meetings and get that pushed through because we're held to statutory deadlines. And then second, I talked to Bill and it sounds like August 11th at 6 p.m. would be a great time for our first budget workshop. Like I said, I'm working on spreadsheets. I need to get numbers sent out to all the department heads. I have sent them out also our capital projects list and asked for updated items. So that'll be coming your way too. I'm still missing a lot of pieces to the puzzle and waiting on information to come in, looking at revenues, etc. Good news is our maximum levy growth quotient is going to be 6%. Bad news is I don't have tax cap figures yet, so it doesn't really equate to 6%. So again, still waiting on that stuff, but I just want to get the conversation going, get those dates out there so everybody's on the same page and work from there.
I can't say I won't be here on September 22nd.
Okay.
You will not be here on September 27th.
Anybody else?
I'll definitely be here.
Okay.
Question mark, but should be able to hear.
Okay. The last few years, we've done the public hearing and the adoption in September. But I feel like advertising for that hearing and getting everything in order is a little bit rushed at the end of August and then with the Labor Day holiday. So it would just give us more time to breathe, and me as well, if we did the hearing on the 22nd. So, but let me know if you feel like that's not going to work for you. Please let me know so I can adjust and everybody else can adjust too.
Yeah.
But that's
Be
it.
okay if we're just one person down for sure, but if we know we're going to be two down, then that leaves it. No one can get sick or get in a car accident. You know, all three of us.
Right.
So
I mean, we have to have a quorum.
have to.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
it's that time already.
I know. It's the best time of the year.
All right,
Everybody sleeps extra good.
yeah. That concludes new business council comments. Anybody have anything they'd like to bring up?
I was just, again, just thank everybody in town that helped out with the storm cleanup and is still gonna be doing it this week, so it's a lot of work. Thanks you guys, Jamie and our fire chief's not here, but I know he's busy too, so.
Yeah. All three of those departments
Absolutely.
go above and beyond every single time something like this happens. And so grateful that our small town has such dedicated employees to keep us out of the mud. Thank you.
One thing I had was in segueing with the storm situation is if we could at some point have a discussion on when you have a situation where the power goes out across town and how to deal with, in particular, when stoplights go out, how to properly handle that, because we have all kinds of things to weigh, right? We have the NDOT's, standard operating procedures for how to deal with it. We have risk management and legal aspects, but we also have moral and ethical aspects as far as what can you do or not do. In particular, I'm thinking of Waverly and 20. We have high-speed traffic. The light goes out. I know right after the power went out, I lived about a half mile away, and I could hear the impact. It's probably 10 minutes after the light went out, after the power stopped. Horrific accident. I could hear the concussion from the crash a half mile away. And it happens, more frequently than we would like at that particular intersection. So just, best ways of moving forward, how do we address that as far as getting, do we or do we not, put the four-way manual signs in the middle of the intersection, or well, I realize when you do that, then there's a risk management aspect, because then you might take on liability for doing that, but weighing all those things
Right.
and think that through.
Do we have the legal authority to do that since
We're
it's
not
NDOT's road?
allowed to do
Mhm.
anything like that. State Highway has told us numerous times,
We're not allowed.
if we were to put a stop sign out or anything, any accident that occurs after we do something like that, it's on us no matter what. They don't want anything there for 24 hours, and then if it's gonna be that long, they'll put out the stop signs or the flashing light. But we get calls all the time, from when we get newer, the policemen, they call us, want us to put, barricades out or a stop sign and stuff, and we have to tell them, and the attorney can confirm this. Once we do anything there, we take on all the responsibility for what happens, and their internal standards is 24 hours before they do anything. I know years and years ago, Chesterton was in talks with them, and for a while they were going to put the lights so a generator could be plugged in, if Chesterton wanted to do that. And they said they were fine with that, but I don't know whether the administration at the highway changed or what, because that never happened. But for us to do anything, it seems counterintuitive, but they're telling us, don't go there.
And I completely understand the risk management and the legal aspect of it, but it seems like there's also a moral aspect there that's completely being missed. And even if it's just having discussions with NDOT or discussions with our state representative that could then intercede on our behalf, just to have that discussion, because on one hand, it makes perfect sense, because if you don't want the town to have to take on that liability, but at the same time, if we know it's an issue and people are getting hurt, it seems like we should be at least having those conversations of what can we do, or if we can convince them to do something on their end to address
That
it.
would probably be the best thing, to see if there's anything they could do. Because like when something like that happens, we're super busy, the
Mhm.
police are super busy. And,
Right.
and to do an intersection that with the police, you need at least 4 guys.
Yeah, we're
So,
understaffed to be able to
we
do
don't-
that.
We're not
at
staffed to
the
do
time.
one
Exactly right.
intersection, let alone the rest, but,
Is hooking it up to a portable generator a possibility? Because that's
this
the only
is-
that's the only light that we have in town that's that level of dangerous when we lose
We
power,
could-
right?
Yeah.
we could maybe
Because it's
reach
speed.
out to State Highway and see if they would even think about doing that, but the lights have to be set up for that. And then we'd have to have a generator that could do that, which we go back to our other thing, when we need generators to keep our pumps going, you know, that would be another expense, another, you know, crew, that if the whole town's out, you know, do we even wanna take on that responsibility if they agree to it?
Right.
You know, because,
But
you know, we might
worthy of
not be able to get
discussion,
it out
yeah,
there, you know?
Yeah, worthy of discussion.
Yeah.
In talking to the chief about that particular accident that happened from this storm, you had most of the people at the intersection, you know, they're coming to us, expressing caution, coming to a stop, doing the right things. But there was just one person that, not from the area, evidently didn't know there was even a light there, zipping along at full speed, and someone making a left turn, thinking everybody else was stopping, and they got impacted at full speed.
This morning, I was at 49, stopped at border, there's a guy that was about to start crossing, but the gentleman on the left-hand lane was zipping through there at 60 miles per hour.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, well, at least worth
just-
a discussion, you
yeah.
know, to see what they can do on their end, if nothing else.
Yeah, no, I know it's amazing, cause I was at that intersection Waverly and 20, same thing, I just blew through. Now you see the light's not on, you're supposed to, you know,
Mhm.
people are just. I don't know,
That's all, sorry.
scary, you gotta be. Anything else? We got anything else? Any other comments? Be safe out there, enjoy the rest of the summer. With that, look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
You were talking about camp for temporary stuff, something like that.